Doing a little bit early.
Oh, that's so good.
But it usually seems like there's a little bit of a lag before I notice that it jumps onto YouTube. Because YouTube's still not showing that it's... Okay. All right. We are live. I need to give a few minutes for people. Can you still hear me okay when I talk like this?
Yeah, really good.
Okay, good. Because my voice is not one that booms. So, do you hear any backfeed? Any noises?
Not anything unusual. Or nothing pronounced.
Yeah, there's always this sort of...
A little fuzziness, but other
Yeah,
than
I
that,
don't
no.
know what that is. I really don't.
Have you got one of those like sponge thingies over your mic? Because that can stop. I forgot what you'd call it.
It's not spongy. It's mesh, but not a sponge. But I think I have that sound no matter what I use. Even with my headset, it does that.
So it might just be general background then.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I am not as yet seeing anybody, so that's a little bit of a bummer. I see one person, but I don't know if that's us or actually somebody. So if there actually is somebody tuning in, if you could just say hello in the chat would be awesome. Awesome.
Let's see.
Oh, you know what? And I was also, and totally forgot. Wait. Hold on. I should be able to do it. Share. Yeah, we still just have only one. And I don't see anybody talking.
There we go.
I was going to do it earlier, but then Alania was doing a long message. Oh, there you are. Hello, Liz. Okay. Well, whoever that was is gone. Because we have 0 now. Okay. Well, what do you think, Louis? Maybe that's the anxiety we were feeling.
Maybe.
It's always so wonderful when absolutely nobody shows up. So. Well, I guess we can still record. We can still do it.
Just record it for whoever wants to watch it in the future.
Okay.
Or in the present. Maybe post it again on Chris's group. Maybe.
It's on all of Chris's groups. On my phone, it's still showing 1 watching, but it still might be counting me. It might be counting me. I bet that's what it was. And then I left. And then I left to share onto our Discord, although it's still showing 0 above up the screen up there. Okay.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter if nobody watches. Ultimately.
I guess. Okay. Well, welcome to those that are watching this in the future. Thank you. Apparently, we don't have any in the live. So, everyone who has now or in the future, decided to take the plunge into understanding who we are as spiritual beings living out the mechanics of manifestation of Keylonta. The primary resource used was The Postures of Love and Steps Towards Joy manual by Rose Tobin of the Cathartic team by Azurite Press. This is an excellent summary of applying the freedom teachings in your daily life. I am in no way affiliated with either Azurite Press or Erase Productions. The link to download the PDF. Oh, wait a minute. No, sorry. I sidetracked myself. The link to download the PDF of the manual book PDF is on harmonizingjourney.com website on the HDR seminars page, and it has more details and stuff there. Please put your questions and comments in the future, apparently, in the chat, and at some point we'll either get to it beforehand, depending upon the question, or when we meet the next live, we can answer those questions and comment on them. And also, please like, share, and subscribe if you have not. And welcome, dear Lewis Oxley, fellow Great Keeper and wealth of chaos knowledge. And hopefully at some point we'll maybe do his Voyagers. I've got the older ones. They're in a binder when you get it from Arrays Productions. And I have to watch when apparently my noises are very loud when I move my books around. Good to know. And say again the Telegram group that you have for people that want to delve deeper into Keylonic science.
So I've got a Telegram group on. Well, I've got a Telegram group on Telegram, obviously, and it's called the Workshop Vault. And it's just for anyone that's really wanted to dive deeper into the teachings. I've been really trying to develop it a lot more, in the sense that I'm trying to add all the techniques in order and things. So if people are looking for particular techniques or whatever that's in a specific workshop or whatever else. I've also added the original Azurite Press. I brought that all into Telegram as well. So if people are looking to, or if people are brand new and are wanting to just to dive into the teachings from the start, starting from the Mahak Shield and working their way down or up, then they can do that. And hopefully. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I bet it is reading me. And there's, of course, quite a bit of... Oh, wait a minute. I did that. Okay, there we go. All right. Today we will be working on the laws of divine love, the life force energies of the God Force Trinity that are in pages 8 through 10 of the manual book. The Manu force of the cosmic shield. We've been talking about the shields, right, in our introductory course. The blueprint, the template. So the Manu force of the cosmic shield manifestation template, Christ force, represents the first perpetually renewing, individuating expression of God force life, commonly known as the Holy Spirit or Great Spirit. The Manu, which I always talk about as being the form constant, right? We have the Manu, Mane, and Ire. Holds within its structure, again, that polarity, flashing on and off sequences of the Mane, electrical, male force, and the Ire, in-breath, female, magnetic, holding force. And that Manu, within which it comes out of, holds that cosmic shield or manifestation template structure for everything. Okay. And that would be known as the Chris code of the Ariana. The Manu is the form constant outpicturing construct which holds the mathematical codes of internal consciousness of Aya, God source first eternal. You, me, we, us, they, it, capital I, capital T. You hear me say that all the time. It's getting deeper into understanding what that actually is. Of the Ariana, the Christ star from which we all came from, deep into the core of Source itself. The Chris code represents, again, the mechanics behind how the Ariana or Christ star or Christ force materializes, how it holds its form constant, perpetual renewal. Okay, always remember that this structure of creation is perpetually renewing, perpetually creating. That's its normal state. All through the neuronal network systems of the cathar grid that we've talked about, that blueprint template structure. The Christos seed atom, or Amaria flame of divine love. Okay, when we're talking again, saying it's divine love, really understanding a little bit more of the mechanics behind that. So the cosmic Christos seed atom is the living sentient consciousness field formed by the intermingling of the divine trinity God forces, which emerges as an elliptical sphere standing wave body within the center point of the cosmic Christ template, allowing the unified Manu, Holy Spirit, God force to emerge within the Christos seed atom center as the eternal internal flame of God consciousness, or open two-way swinging door between God source and manifestation fields within it, capital I, capital T. Right here is your Azure, Amaria seed atom. Also right around here is Cathara Center 8. And you're seeing on the screen there. No, you're not seeing on the screen there. I just noticed it's not showing. It's very lightly showing. Okay, it's not going to show. That is basically where the Azure is, where it shows the arrow. But you go back up into the Cathara grid, that yellow color, yellow monad right here. Every Cathara grid of all your different bodies that we've been talking about in the introductory course, of all your harmonic universes, and the associated templates and Rehoboth bodies and all that, they all interface at this point. So they're all fed at this same point into each, and I always say about your internal core of your being. And we know that this area in the body regulates the hormonal system of how the body functions, how it processes food, sex, a variety of different functions of creation. Okay. And that was page 9 out of the manual. So again, open two-way swinging door. Back in, creation, expressing back, flow out to everything. Core, eternal, manifest creation. Okay, I didn't unplug me. Okay. Anything you want to add, Lewis? I've been flowing pretty fast.
We might just want to talk about the connection between the Azure, the monad, and the actual God seed in which you came out of.
Okay. Wait, hold on a second. I thought you were, I didn't know you were asking me a question. Hold on. Okay, I was just seeing, okay. I noticed there's a 1 again, and I'm hoping it's not me, but it's probably me on my phone. But just in case it's not, you just want to say hello, and hopefully you've heard a little bit of what has been discussed. If you have anything, comments, or questions, please put them in the chat. Thank you. All right, so say again, Lewis.
We might just want to expand on how the Azure, the monad, and the actual God Seed are all kind of linked together, and how it actually links us outside of the whole time matrix. Maybe that's something
you wanna
expand upon, maybe. But
I can't remember if I would. I think I
oh,
saw.
there we go.
I do.
Oh, perfect.
But before we get there, we might as well go here. So, Harmonizing Journey to Realignment utilizes. So we wanted to take a little break, talk a little bit about what I do, and then we'll go on with the discussion. So, Harmonizing Journey to Realignment private sessions utilizes Keylonta, which is what we're discussing, the introduction of it, and Tantra Hura mechanics, which is more spirit body, whereas Keylonta is more of the life body structure, more of the outer to middle, and then the inner to core is more of the Tantra Hura connection, and a little bit too of what Lewis was kind of referencing. Both sciences are the original organic first creation mechanics. And you know, if you listen to me long enough, I also talk about something called the second creation, what I call second creation finite mechanics to Taurus, all that kind of science. The mechanics works with the organic light body, again, plasma spirit body structure to bring you back to your organic first creation mechanics of the eternal domain of the all that is, which is really important right now because the old matrix is disintegrating, and which was running the second creation finite mechanics, and we're now coming back into that perpetually renewing alive organic light body structure of its original organic structure. So this mechanics is very important. This technology realigns, again, the artificial finite second creation Fibonacci tube torus net Earth program with its natural perpetually renewing organic ascension new Earth expression. We start out working in the Ureta crystal caverns, clearing programs, keeping you stuck. And that's mainly keeping you from making that personal connection with your own eternal being, which we're going to talk more about that in today's session. But really making that's the divine love. That's making that connection with who you are as the all that is, Aya. And getting rid of the distortions and blocks that are getting in the way of you making that alignment with your own eternal being. Then you can connect with the Rainbow Pillar Bridge to the Ureta Zone to perform soul retrieval work. So we'll do more with that. But you first want to make a strong connection and really start getting what we call the Pillar of Peace energies running, and you feeling pretty strong in your skin, so to speak, safe in your own pillar. And then you can start doing more soul retrieval work because you're doing it. I hold a space. We bring in the clan, your clan, my clan. We hold a space and build your confidence in your abilities to be you, your authentic expression. Next you make your way into Ureta Earth to set up your temple pod space there. And from there, it's just going into deeper expressions of yourself and creating a new Earth now. The introductory session takes about 2 hours. And right now, until December 31st, will be a 10% discount on the introductory sessions, and that discount is already in checkout. So you don't have to worry about trying to enter a code. And anything you want to add to this, Lewis?
I'd probably say the Grid Keepers membership and kind of what Katie does.
I'll be going to the Grid Keepers next. Let me go ahead to the Grid Keepers membership.
Okay.
So for those who are either new to HDR or advanced HDR clients, this community offers a small, private, safe, and supportive environment where you can study and apply the Keylonta and Tantra Hura mechanics of manifestation to create your own personal planetary morphogenetic field template, which you go into the introductory stuff, you can get a little bit more of an idea what that is. We meet twice a month for group journeys and once a month for group discussions. This is a $250 value for only $10 a month or $112 a year. Also included is a 30% discount on a 2-hour private HDR session for members. And okay, go for it, Lewis.
Pretty much, for anyone that really wants to get involved in HDR, it pretty much is the next level up. So you go from New Age, then you go into Keylonta Science, which is the second level up. Then you get into HDR, which is pretty much, from my own opinion, is the next level up from that. HDR really offers something that Keylonta Science or even Ayesha can't really offer you, and it is that direct connection. She works personal with you to the point where I can't really describe it in the sense that the progression that you get. Because with Keylonta Science, it gave me a lot of progression and things, but working with Katie has really just accelerated that tenfold. Plus, you get a nice little, wonderful little community in which we can kind of interact with as well. So maybe we should talk about what we're kind of currently doing in terms of creating a new light body structure and things as well.
You could do that. And just letting people know too, at this point we have a lot of content on in the Grid Keepers group of a variety of different techniques to do to go for it, Liz. You wanted me to do it, didn't you? Like I said a few minutes ago, basically the old net earth system, tube torus, Fibonacci spiral, everything you look under a microscope is disintegrating. And that's kind of part of why people are going kind of nutty fruitcakeville right now, is making that shift and change. It's really rough. Everybody's bodies are hurting, they're struggling, and working with this mechanics really helps to release you from that old net and create, because we are manifestors at our core, right? And I definitely talk about it in the introductory material. We are definitely creators at our core. We are it. God source first eternal, Aya, Aya. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's just a matter of gaining that knowledge back again and the mechanics that goes with it. And that's what Keylonta Science is about. And that's what Harmonizing Journey to Realignment, this foundation is. So that's what that is about too. So, I mean, that was in a nutshell. I mean, obviously, if you become a member, you will have access to all the techniques and information and everything that we've been working on to develop that. But there's a lot of science behind it as well. Oh, and I also the HR Grid Keepers Handbook. So that gives a good introduction as well, and details of information to work through to develop your personal relationship with yourself, your inner being, your multidimensional clan family, right? Because it's harmonic universes all interface together, spheres within spheres within spheres. So understanding all those different parts of yourself, all interfacing into the Cathara Grid template manifestation template structure, and working through some of the personal issues that go on with functioning on this planet, and learning to let go with the VV game, basically. And it just has a variety of really good information to just kind of get your footing and get your foundation set. And we are going to be going into deeper and deeper material, but this is a good beginning. And this is on the website for purchase. And I will show that later. Okay. Waking in Alania book series. So while this story appears to be a typical, which I have, not there yet. I do really have 2 books. This is the first one that was in Terra, located in Terra. Oh, you got them too.
I do.
Them too. Awesome. And then the one that's on currently in our time space now. Anyway, while this story appears to be a typical science fiction tale, it is actually a piece of Earth's ancient hidden history. Much of the past I had remembered through my affiliation with the freedom teachings of Keylontic science. Which again, let's do kind of the Voyager's book that I showed earlier. And a few other things, but predominantly Voyagers. The rest is through the characters' lives in the story shared through me. Kara, Eshwa, Ganado, Prince Kaldor, Queen Asana, and even General Damien all have a place in my heart. I was glad I could get their story down on paper. These books were a long time in the making and still are. I'm still working on the third book. I started them in 2006 while I was living in New Mexico. A friend, Black Unicorn, felt that I should be a storyteller of Keylontic science, which of course is the study of light, sound, the base codes of matter, multidimensionality, and creation mechanics. Quite a mouthful, is it not? Well, needless to say, it has been challenging for most people to grasp the technical information involved. And again, I'm really doing it slow with the introductory episodes that we're doing. I hope this book gives one the heart and meaning of Keylontic science, which is how to live by the law of one, or the oneness, that I refer to so intensely in these books. In fact, it's a prime example of how all species can live a whole and complete life. Anything you want to add to?
Yeah, so I've been reading the first book again, and what I've really been noticing is, especially for people that don't really understand Voyages 2 and all the heavy mechanics that go into, such as the Sphere of Amenti and things, you go into a lot of those heavy mechanics, but what you really do is you really downstep them into something really basic and very simple, and you put it throughout the story. And I find that it's a lot easier to understand the basics, such as the Sphere of Amenti and all these other things, just by reading the books. So then when I do go back to Voyages, I can be like, this is what you're referring to, and it's very easy. So I would just buy the books based on just wanting to understand the work a little bit easier. So that's sort of downstepping that you did there.
Now you just have to get through the second book, right? Now that you have the physical book now. You said you were having trouble with the PDF. Yeah. I'm not really a PDF reader either.
I've gone through the second book a little bit, and I do love how, kind of like how the KS thing originally was with the United and Treaty Resistance, that kind of thing. But then in the second book, you started going into, you didn't call them the Fatally, so to speak, but you did. That bringing in the concept of what they were, and that the books are progressing as the KS narrative. So it's going to be really interesting what you do in the third book, because so much has changed from that as well. So
it's part of why I haven't gotten it done, is because I feel like there's something missing that I haven't gotten yet. Because really these books are kind of a reflection of my growth in a lot of ways. And I'm just not quite there yet for that third. I'm close. But kind of along with the planet, we're kind of, through all the activations that are going on right now. All right, back to the discussion. The Azure, the center point of eternal creation, the throne of power, aligns all levels of our multidimensional crystic life flow shields of the Amareya flame of divine love together through the Chris code mechanics. This seed atom flame perpetually replicates itself from its original Ariana smaller seed flames, creating manifestation templates of time matrices and universes. This goes all the way down to the smallest units of consciousness that creates a particle of sand. Now keep in mind, Liz, this is not the introductory material, so I don't want to get too technical here either.
Okay.
So that's really probably about it for this. I think people get at least a feel, and again, follow along with us, the introductory Keylonta science is going to be really helpful.
Yeah.
All right, the next thing we look at when we're looking at the divine love and creation and who we are, free will is very important to understand. So the ultimate expression of divine love. As the all that is, God source first eternal, Aya, you, me, we, us, they, it, capital I, capital T, we naturally, within the Chris code, have thought intention to choose. It's just, we're it has it created it, it used it to create the life body structure. So it's just innately within us. In that conscious intention within the Manu, the polarity splits of the area of the sound, which is also known as the crystalla. So you have the holding, the sound, the original, which was actually really the full thought intention, emanated from the Manu, out picturing the first caused light emanation of the Christ code. So the Chris code is the out-picturing emanation, first cause, that came from the original crystalla of within the Manu. This, we also refer to it the 13th pillar. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. I'm talking in the introductory material, the crystal seal in the center. Okay?
Yep.
The Chris code holds the light body mechanics of the manifestation template of perpetual renewal within its center. So again, what you mind matters. Be your word, because you are your word. So when you say one thing but do the other, you have just compromised yourself big time. And we do it all the time. The law of attraction, the natural laws of physics. And I'm going fast again. Is there anything you want to add, Louis?
It's all good. It's all good.
The law of, okay, so we first look at the law of conservation. So no matter what, and it's, okay, it's interesting because in the book, the way they defined the law of conservation didn't feel right to me. And she kind of said it was almost like she stuck it with the law of reciprocity. But when I looked up the law of conservation and what I know of Keylonta science, I was like, okay, this is maybe a little bit better way to say it, in my opinion. So no matter what God source, first eternal Aya can never be destroyed, right? Energy can never be destroyed. That's kind of the more scientific 3D version of it. But let's go bigger than that. Every thought intention is to replicate, not destroy, right?
Yeah.
Thoughts replicate themselves, and sometimes we have the scattered brain or whatever, that we're going all kinds of thoughts all at one time. That's just naturally how the functions of who we are. It's slowing that down, controlling it is the key. So but we do have thought intentions. Okay, they'll come out of the mouth. Any thought intention in opposition to this will eventually depletes itself into nothing, to then be rebalanced into the all oneness again. So we can really focus on the dark heaviness of things, of black, right?
Yeah.
But eventually there's no energy to keep it generating, so it's just going to go. But because the first thing of law of conservation, energy still doesn't destroy itself, can never be destroyed. Who we are eternally for sure can never be destroyed. It just changes. So it's talking about it going back up into its eternal core, back up into the Aya-ness. Okay.
Yeah.
So the law of reciprocity, what goes around comes around, or you will reap what you sow, literally. Again, just say it again, what you mind matters. Whether it's something you want it to matter or not. So whatever you hold in mind with emotional force or will, Steiner talks about the will, the lower will, we have the higher wills, will manifest and draw onto itself. No ifs, ands, or buts. So are you creating mindfully or by default? I don't think I didn't put it here. It probably might be in later work. Oh, I'll go ahead and say it now. One of the things we're working through, especially in actually really literally what we're working on okay, that's why you want me to say it. Literally right now, we're just kind of talking about the activations and stuff and things we're working on, the Grid Keepers group. There's some really beautiful, powerful activations that are coming in. And one of it is clearing, healing the problem we have in our template when we go to focus on what we want. Many times it reverses to the opposite of what we want. There's a distortion in the template. We're in the middle of clearing that. I would add, though, until we get that clear, or even just in general, just looking to the law of attraction and manifestation, I would say a lot of those reversals are because we have a lot of trauma and dysfunction and karmic miasms in our templates, that when we go to focus on something to manifest, it hits any number of those distortions. And so it ends up running the distortion rather than our original intention of what we wanted to create. So that the more we can heal that stuff, that makes a big difference. But this current energy that's going on right now is really helping too. I see another person joined. Hopefully they're going to...
Hello, Jennifer.
Oh, hey, Jennifer. Welcome. By all means, please, would love to hear any thoughts that you have and comments. Yes, you got us. You got us live. Yay. All right. God Source First Eternal Self-Actualized. So we align our current individualized self with our Alania Christic God Source embodiment within our throne of power, our seed atom here. Again, which connects us into the central body current of our manifestation template, that cathartic grid structure that I've shown in the introductory material, which interfaces with other cathartic grid structures, other harmonic universes of our multidimensional anatomy of who we are as the all that is. Okay. We are then able to live fully engaged non-attachment. Wait, hold on, I'm not saying that right. To live fully engaged non-attachment instead of living disengaged non-attachment. And it was kind of a little bit of what I was just saying before about the manifestation of creation. And again, everybody, just a good meditation many times. You can make that, you can tune in and connect. Breath work is helpful as well for those that may not want to go into the harmonizing journey aspect of things or do all the technicals with Keylontic science. You really want to make that connection into yourself. Breathing, the breath is huge. Just focusing on your breath, breathing in, breathing out, brings you back into your body. When you're fully into your body is when you're fully into your power. You're in your throne of power because you're utilizing your internal, eternal core pillar consciousness, your monad, your regeneration, all the consciousnesses of the harmonic universes you're connected to. It's a myth and part of the New Agey movement to bring you out, luciferically out of your body. You want to stay grounded and stable in your body, expanding into it, and then feel that connection up. But it's through fully expanding into your wholeness of your being. And there is that divine love, that eternal love within yourself, within who you are, and really learning of who that's about. You don't need to go to outside sources of gurus and things. Not that it doesn't hurt to get information and guidance, but you ultimately check in. You You always check in. You feel your gut. What does your gut say, right? Follow that gut. Okay, then we look at the backflow. Okay, did you want to add anything, Lewis, before I
I
go
was
on?
just I was just going to say a little bit. A little bit ago. We were talking about the law of conservation, and kind of what you're saying was anything that isn't in agreement with itself, anything that isn't a part of the Christ or isn't acting in a Christic manner, will ultimately deplete itself and be destroyed. All I really wanted to kind of add to that is that within chaos, at least, we talk a lot about the 12 attitudes of mastery. And the 12 attitudes of mastery: love, grace, gratitude, reverence, respect, responsibility, trust, accountability, impeccability, mindfulness, fearlessness, engaged, detachment, and joy are all they're all pretty much attitudes in which you can really start to employ within your own life, so then your mental body can actually start to understand these concepts and feel these concepts, so then it can actually flip the whole thing on its head. So instead of actually draining yourself and acting based on an anti-Christ mentality, you can actually start to flip it back towards the Christ code and actually start creating that, I don't know what you'd call it, eternally renewal? Something? I don't know what word you specifically used.
Continual renewal, yeah.
There we go.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lewis. All right. The backflow return, the in-breath and out-breath of life. Again, everything goes back to the breath. Breath is so important. There is a two-way street upon which God's source, first eternal, Iya, through the Christ code mechanics, breathes life renewal and conscious awareness into its many life systems. There is then a natural backflow return or in-breath of knowledge and experience back into the eternal core of Iya itself. Iya forever expanding and evolving together. So, remembering that your Cathar grid structure, your template, your blueprint, the holographic creation of this beautiful body that we utilize in this time-space reality, holds all of the mechanics within it. It holds distortions with it, unfortunately, right now. It also holds the original organic. It holds both the first creation and second creation within it. So when you can make that connection, again, feeling into that Azure, the heart, the tip of the sternum, also heart of Ephema. That's why this prayer hand position is so key, that all the different religions focus on, to make that personal connection within. You make that in-breath, you're connecting back into your pillar, back into the Iya in the core. And everything happens within that in-breath hold. Remember, we were talking about the hold, the crystalla, the vibration, the 13th pillar. I also talk about it with Harmonizing Journey, Pillar of Peace. Hold. Create thought. You may have a thought you're focusing on with your pineal, which is cooked into your central body current of your chakra system, your mechanics. You can hold an intention with that breath. And then through out breath, as well as the mind, out the third eye, out, creating everything. We're out picturing the creation of everything outwards. Then you're breathing in the life force of the creation around you, as well as taking it within your mind. Hold, and there's a backflow return into the core of your eternal being. There's the Iya and Iya, the manifest creation. They go together, Iya, Iya. Perpetual, perpetual, perpetual creation, manifestation. even when you use that to connect into the second creation mechanics, which is still within this sort, within the first organic creation, because never can you be you are not. You can never be outside of who you are, is the all that is. There's a life force in that original thought intention, but when you run that second creation lack mentality, it loses steam because you're not breathing anymore. You're just into whatever that thought, and you're not breathing. You know how people in today's world, they hunch their shoulders and they're focusing, oh God, and they're worrying, and there's that, the other, they're not really breathing except just that light breath. Lewis is laughing at me. That light breath, you're not really breathing. You shut yourself down, you're kind of jumped out of your body, you're probably out in the weeds. You deplete, until finally, on a physical 3D level, you're going to have to breathe or you're going to die. You're going to have to breathe. It's kind of the same thing, but there's bigger levels to that. Hello, Edith. Edith, good to see you. Thank you. I am so glad you are here. Alrighty, you guys will just have to watch it from the beginning when it's over. But if you get any thoughts or ideas or comments, by all means, please put it in the chat. We would love to hear. Love to hear your thoughts. Okay. Oh, and we're pretty much at the end. Okay, so introduction to Keylonta episode 4 this coming Monday, the 8th at 7 p.m. EST, New York time. So we will discuss the axion line, which has to do with the bones, dyadic points, level 3 Cathara grid, and hopefully we'll get to the chakras. And then after that, mastery of Keylonta episode 3 on Friday, January 2nd, 2026 at 7 p.m. EST to talk on the paradox of free will, pages 10 through 12 from the PDF book, Postures of Love, from harmonizingjourney.com, HDR Seminar Series page, for those that have not downloaded that yet. And I'm just, oh, we got another comment here. All right, Jennifer. So, Keylonic spiritual science can be hard for some to contemplate. This harmonizing journey is great, wonderful. Keep the knowledge alive and moving for learning. Thank you. You're very most welcome, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm trying to go really slow with this and really just take my time and help. But what I'm wondering is, I wonder if we should start an hour later. What do you think, Lewis?
I'm fine with that.
Let's see. I'm trying to think when people joined us, what time it was. It was probably around 7:30.
1 o'clock, was it? Because the last time we were on live, I was pretty much at work, so it was around 1:30. We actually came on.
We started 8:30. That first session we started 8:30 because you couldn't get off work before that. But that 8:30 to me is a little bit on the late side. But I'm wondering if 8 o'clock might work, or even 7:30. So Jennifer and Edith, and I thought there was another person showing 3. Trying to read the name. I can't sing. I can't even begin to. But anyway, okay. So I'm gonna say maybe we ought to do 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So I will change that. All right, and then just the usual thing. Please like this video if you liked it. Please share it all around, anywhere, everywhere you can get it to, so that we have more people joining us and that can enjoy this content. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, because that will help you get the content. Make sure you get and hit the notification button to make sure you get the notice for sessions. I am not monetized by YouTube, so donations are greatly appreciated. The donation link will be in the description. And I wanted, let's see.
See you later, guys.
What I wanted to do next, and we've got a few minutes, I just wanted to pull up my website so that people could kind of see kind of where to go to check things out and look at other content. And
yeah.
But while I'm doing that, if there's anything that you guys want to ask me or comment on, by all means. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Share screen. And I keep forgetting there's a lag, so I apologize to you guys that are live. I don't always have the patience to All right, Harmonizing Journey page or website. Okay. Oh, that's right. So if I go back to here. All right. And you can also, right here is an introductory video to get more information. HGR, oops, okay, right here. Oh, I don't see my cursor. Okay. Oh, yes, I do.
I can see it.
Okay. So HDR seminars, oops, seminar series. So you get that page, and it takes a moment to respond. There we go. And this is the page to go. Again, the same introductory video. I'm trying not to scroll too fast to get it confused. Okay. There's a little place you can click to get which just pulls to the About page, which you can read more about me. And email katie@harmonizingjourney.com. My number, HDR Insights. So I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the HDR Insights. I guess I didn't need to go that far. And it's on my, the blog, there's HDR Insight blog posts. And that I examine the reality we see as humanity has been creating. What are the current narratives being played out? What is the history and mechanics being used? What do we want to keep and what do we want to change? How can we support what we want to keep, and how can we effectively shift what we do not want to keep into a win-win for everyone? These are questions that we will, as grid keepers, need to figure out. So that's, again, HDR Insights Telegram. There's a, I guess I need to scroll down for that one. Or is it already there? Oh, yeah, it's there. So there's the Telegram, Harmonizing. And then I also have a Harmonizing Journey Telegram, which has more of the soft, touchy-feely, traditional stuff. But HDR Insights can be, I say a lot of stuff there. Some people might not be happy with that. Controversial. But it's questions and things that need to be looked at. Because remember what I said, we are creators, we are manifestors, and we need to really be thinking and understanding what we've been creating. There. Okay, so we've got the about. There we go, about, frequently asked questions, and we have our lag time. Anyway, you can kind of see HDR sessions.
Oh, wow.
What?
Oh, Edith just said, I think on the 10th of
Oh,
December.
my goodness, there's some stuff here. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So anyway, oh, and testimonials. I wanted to make sure that for anybody that wants to know more about what the experience of it, there's a testimonial page. Waking in Alania. If you want to purchase a book, you can do that here. So I will get out of that and look at all the wonderful stuff people are sharing. All right. So it is 10:50 and I don't know what that is. So AM. Okay. I read that one.
I think on the 10th of December we won't be able to access YouTube due to the digital ID requirements here in Australia.
Oh, wow. Can you connect into, oh, Lord have mercy, I just forgot what it's called.
You might have to make a channel on Telegram with all your videos or something.
Wait a minute. Rumble. Do you have access to Rumble? Because I forgot about it. I've got some of my material on Rumble. I can put more on Rumble. I don't know this yet. I don't really like Rumble because they go ahead and do advertisements, which for certain content doesn't matter. But like if I'm doing a journey or something, I think it's inappropriate for there being a break. But for this kind of content, it's okay. But yeah, find out about that. That's it. I can't imagine that if you are going to be kicked out, it can't be forever because that's a humongous violation. I think it's a scare tactic. I think it's a scare tactic for you guys. But remind me, Lewis, or maybe I'll write a note. Let's find out if they're actually going to, let's play with the cards on another day and see, because I don't have my cards in front of me. I just can't imagine you not having access. You might have certain limits, but I think you'll probably still be able to access it because I can't. I can't imagine you can't be able to get YouTube.
I mean, they already age restrict on YouTube anyway.
They got certain restrictions anyway, so yeah.
Time to evolve.
Can you think of anything else before we?
Not currently, no.
Let me look at my little notes. Because I showed you all the website, so you guys can explore. And the blog page, you can go and. I think we lost some people. I'm just seeing number 2 now.
Did you talk about the topics for the next live?
I already did that.
Okay.
I think we lost some of who we had. I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good. Although it still should come faster on my phone if people respond. But yeah, I wish I had brought my cards in, because then I could have looked about that Australia question. But that does remind me, and I was thinking in January, because we're hitting the holidays, so I kind of pushed it on a Monday, but to get the second one. But the 26th, Monday, January 26th, HDR Insight Tarot show.
Tarot show.
Tarot show. So we'll see how that one goes. Oh, I think can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can I hear you? Say something, Liz.
Hello.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, January 26th, Monday, HDR Insight Tarot show. And that'll either be really fun and we'll have a really good discussion, or it's going to just be horrible. So I don't know. But people have to show up for this one. If they don't show up, I can't do anything. I might have a few things I might bring through. But
you could do yourself a whole setup. You could get a second camera that's like an overview.
Yeah, that's what Tarot by Janine does, and a few other people do that and show their layout. Thank you, everybody who joined in tonight, as well as the future. And I look forward to, oh, you know what? I'm going to do one thing, though. I didn't show her beautiful comment, Jennifer's beautiful comment. I read it, but so people see that. And I think with that, see everybody Monday. Apparently we're going to try for the 8 p.m. Okay. We'll do 8 p.m. Okay. So, thank you.
Yeah.